I spent much of the next morning in a cab, driving from place to place across London, sometimes beside a silently concentrating Holmes, sometimes by myself, while he made hurried visits to various offices. Among them was the shipping office of the Adelaide-Southampton line at the end of Pall Mall. Holmes emerged from there with sprightly step and a smile of satisfaction. But that smile had faded by the time we reached Scotland Yard, and so I came to be sitting next to a withdrawn and troubled Holmes, his hat drawn down, his collar turned up, as he wondered aloud as to whether the foremost detective in England should conceal vital evidence from the police. Well, Holmes?
No, I can't do it.
You can't conceal evidence?
No, the other.
You won't tell Hopkins what you know?
What I know is unofficial. What he knows is official. Once he does have all the facts, he must disclose them or be a traitor to his service. Is it right to put him in so painful a position in so doubtful a case?
There's still doubt in your mind as to who the killer is?
None. But I must know more before I act.
What's our next move, then?
We shall go in for a word with Hopkins. I can't leave the poor fellow entirely in the dark. Come along.
Mr. Holmes, I believe sometimes that you are a wizard.
I assure you, Hopkins, my powers are not supernatural.
Then how on earth could you know the stolen silver was at the bottom of that pond?
I didn't know it.
But you sent me a note suggesting
A
it.
suggestion only. The idea came to me that if the silver had been taken by persons who didn't really want it, who took it merely as a blind...
A blind?
Yes, and if it were a blind, only a suggestion, then just outside that French window was a frozen pond.
Of course, with one temptingly convenient little hole in the ice. A most cunning hiding place.
Ah, a hiding place. Yes, that's better. I see it now. It was early, folk upon the roads. Our thieves sank their booty in the pond.
Intending to return for it.
When the coast was clear. Excellent, Mr. Holmes.
Don't praise me, Hopkins. That's another of your simple and convincing theories. Well, yours and Watson's. Any other developments to report?
Yes, a development absolutely fatal to my case.
How so?
The 3 Randalls were arrested last night.
Well, that's good, surely.
In New York.
Rather difficult for them to commit a murder in Kent the night before.
So, now I must look for another gang of 3, and perhaps a new one of which we've never heard.
Well, if you feel you must, we'd best leave you to get on with it. Watson and I have another appointment. Good day to you, Hopkins.
Good day, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson.
What other gang is there? So like the Randalls.
None at all, Watson.
Then why let Hopkins think so?
I'm giving him nothing but the truth. He must act on it as he sees fit.
But not all the truth.
I don't have it all yet.
What's this appointment of ours?
First, the Charing Cross Telegraph Office to arrange the appointment, and then Baker Street.
2 hours later, with dinner over and a cheerful blaze in the fireplace, all was ready for the final scene of this remarkable drama. I was in my customary armchair. Holmes stood with his back to the fire, pipe in hand, and framed in the doorway was a very tall young man, golden-moustached, blue-eyed, with a skin which had been burned by tropical sun.
So, you got my telegram, Captain Croker?
I got it. And here I am, at the hour you said. I hear you've been down at the shipping office.
So I have. The Adelaide-Southampton line, and there I heard nothing but good of you. Loyal, honest, kind-hearted,
But why?
if somewhat hot-headed and excitable when off duty.
I've had no trouble with the law.
I believe it. Mr. Jack Croker, first officer of the Rock of Gibraltar, among whose passengers in June '95 were a Miss Fraser of Adelaide and her maid. First Officer Croker has subsequently been made captain, and his home is in Sydenham, not far from Chislehurst.
Enough of this cat and mouse. What do you want of me?
Firstly, I want your confirmation that on that voyage you made the acquaintance of Miss Fraser.
What if I did?
And you admired her deeply.
I loved her.
Loved.
From the first day, she was the only woman to me.
And her feelings for you?
From her. Friendship. Good comradeship.
In '95. And now?
Where's this leading? What do you plan to do with me? Arrest me? I don't see what you want.
A full account of what took place at Abbey Grange the night before last, and bear this in mind. I know so much already that I'll see if you go 1 inch off the straight. Play tricks with me, and I'll crush you. Be frank, and we'll see. Sit down, Captain Croker.
All right. I'll chance it.
You have little choice.
After that voyage, I never thought to see Mary again.
You heard about her marriage?
Yes, but I didn't grieve. I understood. Title and money? Who could carry them better than she? Then one day, entirely by chance, mind, I met Teresa, and she told me.
Told you how things were with her lady?
Yes, about that drunken hound who dared to raise his hand to her. A woman whose boots he wasn't worthy to lick.
And then you met Mary herself, Lady Brackenstall?
Yes.
More than once?
More than once.
In secret?
Yes.
You deceived her husband?
Yes. I deceived her husband. I deceived the foul brute. And I did more. And I regret nothing. I fear nothing. Except what might happen to Mary. That turns my soul to water.
Tell me about the night before last, at Abbey Grange.
Once more, I had to see her once more before I sailed, before I scratched at the window. She was waiting for me. She whispered out to me. She loves me, you see.
And she let you into the dining room through the French window.
No, please, Jack, you must go. This is wrong.
Yes, I know it, Mary, and I will go.
If he finds you here...
But more wrong, wickedly wrong, is you tied to him.
Yes. Oh, yes, it is. It's sacrilege.
Who the hell are you?
What?
Eustace, please.
I am not addressing you, bitch.
Don't you dare, sir.
Dare, is it? It's you that's daring. Spooning there with my pretty precious...
I am a friend to this lady, a friend only.
Lady? Oh,
Enough, sir.
come here, pretty precious.
Oh, leave her be.
Oh, I'll leave her be, all right. I'll tuck her up cozy.
Let
keep
her go.
Always after I teach her who's master.
Sir!
Look at her, all a tremble.
Please, please, I've done nothing.
I said, let her go.
On your knees, whore!
You damnable villain!
And now I'll welt you too.
I went through him with that poker as if he'd been a rotten pumpkin. And it was a fair fight. See here, on my arm. His first blow.
It was your life or his?
Yes, but more than that, it was his life or hers.
Good man.
Let's stay with the facts, shall we? What happened then?
Well, the maid, Teresa, came down. She heard Mary scream and him roaring.
And while she comforted her mistress, you opened a bottle of wine.
Here, Mary, drink this.
Oh, dear God. Jack.
Look, it'll be all right. Calm yourself and you'll understand.
He's dead. We've killed him. Thank God for it. And Jack Croker. But what will become of us? What have we done?
You've done nothing.
But I have. It was my fault.
No. There's no fault in you. I'll go to the police.
No.
I must. I'll explain it all. They're bound to see you're in no way to blame. And he was a madman. That's only the truth.
Do you read the newspapers, Jack Croker?
What?
You should. You'd know then that there's a brutal gang of villains at work around here. I can even describe them to you.
What's it to do with this?
This? Well, this looks like their work to me. And what did they do next?
Teresa, have you lost your mind?
No, I'm the only one that hasn't, Miss Mary. And I can tell you what they do next, these Randalls. That's their name, father, 2 sons, I think, but I can check all that in the papers. They'd tie you and gag you. That'd be their next move.
Teresa, this
Now, where'd they find the rope?
I knew it. I knew only an acrobat or a sailor could have got up to that bell rope. And who but a sailor could have tied those knots? And I hadn't realized old Teresa is as cunning as she's loyal.
We really thought the police would never see through it.
The police haven't. And if you choose to disappear in the next 24 hours, I'll promise not to hinder you.
Now I see.
But what then? Won't it all come out?
Certainly it'll all come out.
That is unavoidable, Captain.
No. Oh, no. I'm only a sailor, but I know some law. That would mean Mary taken in as an accomplice. Well, you can do what you like with me, but I won't see her in court.
Good man indeed.
Yes, here is a hero for one of your sensational stories, Watson.
And the lady a perfect heroine.
You simply had her in the wrong novel.
So it would seem.
What is this? Some game?
No. An instructive, even classical demonstration.
Of what?
Of British justice. You, Croker, and your lady, and I too, who have given the police only the vaguest hints and suggestions, we are all on trial. Watson here is the jury, and I never met a man more eminently fitted to represent one.
Thank you, Holmes.
So, gentlemen of the jury, what is your verdict?
Not guilty, my lord.
Does this mean that...
You are acquitted, Captain Croker.
How can I thank you? Mr. Holmes, how can Mary and I ever thank you?
Say no more, Captain. So long as the law does not find some other innocent victim, you are safe from me. I suggest you return to the lady in, shall we say, a year? And may her future and yours justify Watson's pronouncement this night.
In The Abbey Grange, Sherlock Holmes was played by Clive Merrison and Dr. Watson by Michael Williams, with Penny Downey as Lady Brackenstall, Christopher Scott as Jack Croker, and Andrew Wincott as Inspector Hopkins. Teresa was played by Kate Vinci, Sir Eustace by Steve Hodson, and the 3 Randalls by Philip Anthony, Nicholas Murchie, and Julian Rhind-Tutt. The violinist was Leonard Friedman. The Abbey Grange was dramatized for radio by Robert Forrest and directed by Patrick Rayner.